What's up, everybody? Back again. I know it's a crazy occurrence for me to make 2 videos in less than 1 month, but what can I say? I'm motivated to get another video out. So this video is from 2 videos ago when I said that getting married has ruined my workouts and my training. One of the questions I posed at the end of the video was, should I make a video on why I sold my Powertec? And a lot of the responses, wasn't many, but most of them were, yes, we want to know why you sold the Powertec, being as though the Powertec was or is your most popular video with 70-something thousand views. And I still hold true to that statement that the Powertec was the best investment in my gym, but I'm going to get into the 3 reasons why I sold it. Now, before I do that, I'm going to actually go back and explain how I got the deal that I got. So let's go back a couple years. Still building up the garage gym, and I wanted something to work my lower body, and I was looking in particular for a calf machine. Wanted to do some calf raises. So I went on to Craigslist, and I was looking on Craigslist, just looking at gym equipment, and I found a post for this Powertec. I think it's called the workbench. The post was saying, got the Powertec, and it had the pictures and all the weights for $500. So I went in with that, looked at it. He asked for $500. I was willing to pay $450. So that's how much I brought with me, $450. Put that in my pocket, checked it out. As I was talking to the person selling it, his wife came down in the basement, and she's standing in the doorway. And he introduces his wife, and he says to me, my wife really wants this thing gone. Now, by the time he said that, I already decided I was gonna buy it. I'm just letting him talk to give me more time to figure out an offer, because I knew I wasn't gonna pay the $500. I didn't even have $500 with me. Did that on purpose. So I'm gonna keep this short, right? Long story short, when he said that, like, I knew I had him. Once he said, my wife says she wants this thing gone, I made sure right there in the moment while she was there, I looked him in his eye. I kind of gave him a, well, you know, I'll be honest with you. I came here looking for just a small calf machine. If I go home, my girlfriend's not going to be happy if I bring this big piece of equipment in. So I'm going to have some explaining to do to her. So I'm basically saying, I'm taking your problem and I'm going to make it mine. But what I'll do is I can offer you $300 in cash right now. He was like, deal. She was happy. He was happy. I was really happy because I knew that I got about 255 pounds of weights alone, about $1 a pound at the time. That's $250 right there. So I'm basically getting the Powertec for $50, $45, $50. And that thing, it was a lot of equipment. So I'm like, cool. Only problem was I had a Chevy Equinox. And so to end the story, I bought it. It fit in my car. I got it home. My girlfriend wasn't too upset. She was just surprised because she had no idea that I was going out to buy anything, let alone that piece of equipment. So that's how I got the deal. Let's get into why I sold it. So 3 reasons. Number 1, it was the best investment I made. At the time, at the point where I was in training, I used it every single time I stepped into the garage. I used it in some form or fashion. I especially used it for the lat pull downs and the leg curl leg extensions. Like, those are the main things that I used it for. Where I was this past summer, I actually wanted to shift my training to hypertrophy. So I went from less bodybuilding, because I did that for the 5 months I was in that program, the whole bodybuilding program, to just the power movements and just building muscle and size. And so with that, I decided to go with a more of a powerlifting basis. So that kind of made the Powertec useless. Not useless, but it made it less useful. Second reason was space. I am talking to you right now from the space where the Powertec was. And One of the biggest issues I had immediately was the height of it. I have what I consider a low ceiling at 90 inches. The Powertec was at 87 inches. It's a 1-car garage. It's about 240 square feet. It's a 12 by 20, 12 foot by 20 foot garage. So I was really tight on space with the Powertec in here. And then the height restriction only gave me this one position to put it, which was over the track of the garage door. And I had to disengage the garage door opener and open the door manually, or what I didn't do, I just disengaged it, but I could have just shortened the track so that it opened up partially. Either way, it wasn't going to open up all the way. And that kind of, I kind of got tired of not being able to open the garage door up all the way, because I'd hit my head on the door sometimes. I'd have guests come in. This past summer, since the gym's closed here in Maryland, I had a family. The father reached out to me, said he has his son and he's taking care of his son's friend. I gotta sneeze. They're both in high school. They play hockey and lacrosse, and they want to continue their weight training, but he doesn't feel like going to the gym is safe for them. So he reached out and asked if they could use the gym, and they came almost every day over the summer. And I kind of was like, man, I'm glad that they're using the equipment, but you know, little small things like opening the garage door was a hassle, because I always had to do it because I had to lock it manually because I disengaged the automatic opener. All right, so that leads us now to the final reason why I decided to sell the Powertec. And given the first two reasons being less functionality for me and where I was in my training, and the fact that I was kind of craving more space. And when I say more space, if you own a home gym, you know what's the number one rule with home gyms, garage gyms, basement gyms: you're never finished. The gym is never complete. It's like working out, it's like bodybuilding, it's like powerlifting. You are never done. There's never a satisfaction to where you say, I'm finally done. So garage gyms, home gyms, ladies, if you have a husband that's into it, husbands, if you have a wife that's into it, know that there will never be a point where your spouse or your significant other is completely satisfied with their gym. It's just not gonna happen. So with that, I decided it's time to get rid of it. It's time to sell it. And this is the best time to sell it. So reason number 3 was the fact that we were in a pandemic and gyms were closing and the market was in my favor. What do you call it? A seller's market. It ended up being a seller's market. So like I said, I bought the Powertec and the weights for about $300. I listed it for $800, and I did that because before I listed it, I went on Facebook Marketplace and I looked up that exact model that I was selling and to see who was selling it and what the market rated it at. And I found one that was about 2 hours away up in Pennsylvania, and that person was selling theirs for $800. So I was cool with that. I thought that was fair. I've seen them as high as $1,200, even $1,500, $1,600 for some models, or with more accessories to it. So I thought $800 was fair, and that's what I listed it at. The listing probably lasted about 6 hours. People jumped on it immediately, but I had one guy that was serious. He said, I will be by as soon as I possibly can. And he came, no questions asked. He had his tools, he had the cash, he had the pickup truck, and he looked at it and handed me the money within like 30 seconds and started, figuring out how to get it apart and take it and put it in his truck. I ended up selling the weights a couple of days ago because I did the math. I had about 1,240 pounds of plates. Again, the market dictated that it was a seller's market. I looked at what plates were going for, and people were just beating people over the head selling old, rusty, decrepit plates for $2, $3 a pound. It kind of pissed me off that people were doing that, but that's their prerogative, that's their business. I don't look at it as price gouging because it's not a luxury. It's not a necessity. It's a luxury item. Weights, gym equipment is all luxury items. So I don't believe in price gouging, but Some people were getting taken advantage of. I decided to list my plates for $1.50 a pound, and they sold really quickly. Within 24 hours, everything was gone. So I sold the plates that came with the Powertec for $360. Add that to what I sold the Powertec for, $800. That's $1,160, which is a $860 profit or something like that. And really didn't have to do much to sell it. I think everybody who bought from me was happy. I was happy with selling it, and that is why I ended up selling the Powertec. Those are the 3 reasons why I ended up selling the best investment in my gym. Now, the only problem I got is what am I going to replace it with?